Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. This morning we are going to do a breakfast cook with me. I am warning you right off the bat, it is a total hot mess. I am filming this intro after filming the cooking video. And it's a hot mess because this is something brand new, never did it before, saw something similar but pretty much changed the whole thing. And I made a couple missteps, but I didn't have to redo the whole thing, just parts of it. That's why the video is kind of disjointed. Let me see if I can explain a little bit before we get into the video. So the first time I sliced the zucchini, I sliced it too thin. So yeah, that was number one. Then I didn't have the parchment paper going over the edges of the jelly roll pan, which is a rookie mistake. I don't even know what I was thinking. So that got fixed in the retake. And lastly, I did not spray the pan or the parchment paper. What was I thinking? And as I was putting it down, I'm going, you know, I think I should have sprayed this. Yeah, Joni, listen to your inner self. So it got a little disjointed. I did it the first time and I couldn't get the eggs off the parchment paper. So I just scraped everything off, ditched that, and did that part again. So it is a little disjointed. It is a hot mess, but I'm gonna tell you, it was so incredibly delicious. It was worth all the aggravation. Really, guys, so delicious. I never would have thought zucchini with eggs, but great way to use some garden zucchini, and Lord knows we've got zucchini coming out our ears. So we really enjoyed this, and I should have let it cool before I tried to roll it. Just cool a little bit. I could not even touch it. I was burning my hands, ow, 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 in the video. But the guys were coming to deliver my new fridge, like in 5 minutes, so I had to get this done. I told you it was like hot mess. So yeah, you'll enjoy laughing at me, and that's okay. I laughed at myself. But like I said, it was absolutely delicious. It was worth all the aggravation, and it'd be a really pretty dish to serve at a brunch, because if I had waited till it cooled a little bit, I could have rolled it a little bit tighter, but it's really beautiful. So anyway, let's get on with the video. And like I said, I'm gonna try to edit it to make it somewhat cohesive, but it is what it is. So anyway, here we go. Did I forget to tell you what it was called? I guess we'll call it zucchini, egg, and sausage roll. There you go. Okay, to make our egg, sausage, zucchini roll, zucchini, sausage, egg roll, whatever you want to call it, what you're going to need is you're going to need a large zucchini sliced. I sliced mine pretty thin with the mandolin. Then you're going to need 1 recipe of turkey sausage. Now, I make mine homemade, so it is 0 points. You can use commercial turkey sausage, whatever you want to do, whatever works for you. This recipe I will link below. It is on my website. It's just 1 pound of ground turkey, and then you'll need some spices like poultry seasoning, pepper, crushed pepper, and salt. You're also going to need 8 eggs, and you're going to need 8 ounces of cheese. I'm choosing to use a light cheddar cheese just to keep some points down. You can use any kind of cheese you want, just adjust your points. You're also going to need a salt and pepper, of course, and you're going to need a jelly roll pan lined with a piece of parchment. So now that we have everything we need, we're gonna get started. Like I said, I sliced my zucchini. I don't know how much of this we're gonna need, probably not all of it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add about a teaspoon of salt to the zucchini. And we're just gonna mush that around, get it covered, and then we're gonna let it sit. The salt will help draw out moisture in the zucchini. So we're gonna put that aside for about 10 or 15 minutes. You can see it's already starting. We're gonna put that aside while we get started making our turkey sausage. This is like 97% lean turkey, ground turkey. I get it from Butcher Box. And to do that, we are going to add 1.5 teaspoons of poultry seasoning. Now you can also use a combination of sage and marjoram, but I prefer to use the poultry seasoning. I like that better. We're going to use 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper. You do not have to use white pepper. If you have black pepper, use black pepper. It's fine. I'm gonna use a little less because I'm not a pepper girl. And then 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. And then we're gonna add about a teaspoon or so of salt. You have to remember that ground turkey is pretty bland, so you definitely need to spice it up. I'm going to use my hands. You do not have to use your hands. You can use a spoon, you can use a spatula. I just like to use my hands. Make sure these spices are really, really combined throughout the meat. And then all we're gonna do is put 1 teaspoon of olive oil in a skillet, get it nice and hot, and then we're gonna cook up our sausage. This is a very versatile recipe. You can make it into patties and make sausage patties. You can make it into sausage gravy. This is the recipe I use when I make my sausage gravy bowls. That is a beautiful, decadent breakfast for only 2 to 4 points, depending on your plan, or 2 to 6 points. Okay, there we have it. Now we're going to get this cooked. Okay, so we are just going to brown up the turkey in a skillet. I use my cast iron. That's why I put the 1 teaspoon of olive oil in there. If you're using a non-stick skillet, you can just use that or spray it or whatever. But 1 teaspoon of olive oil is not going to add any points, so this is the way I prefer to do it. But you do the way you like to do it. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. So I'm just going to stand here and keep an eye on this, and as it's cooking, I'm going to chop it up so it's a nice ground up sausage. And while this is cooking, we'll get back to the zucchini. Okay, so now we're going to get started on the base. I have our zucchini, and I am just blotting it on a towel to dry it as best I can. And we're just going to line it in the pan. I have way too much zucchini, so I'm going to pick and choose the nicer pieces. And I did cut it kind of thin. This is the first time I'm making this, so if you're seeing this, that means it was successful. So that's a good thing. So we are just going to line the pan almost as if you were making like a jelly roll cake. Like I know when I do my jelly roll cakes, sometimes I like to I like to take some of the batter and dye it a different color and then pipe the design. So when you roll it up, it looks really pretty. It's kind of like that. But look at this, let me just show you. Look at all that water that has come out. So it's always a good idea if you're going to do something with zucchini or eggplant to let some of the water come out of it first, because that will definitely help your end result not be soggy. So I'm just going to sit and arrange these as nicely as I can. And I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, there's our tray of zucchini ready to go. And now what we need to do is we need to take 8 eggs. We're going to season them with some salt and some pepper. Just do it to your taste. You can even put in some nutmeg or whatever else you like, some garlic, some onion, anything. Then we're going to use an electric mixer to beat them up because we want them nice and fluffy. Okay, now we're going to take our eggs and we are just going to pour them right over top of the zucchini. We are going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. Okay, so it's out of the oven, and I think I should have sprayed it because it's not coming out like it did, like I expected it to. So I think I definitely should have sprayed the pan before I put the parchment paper, and then I should have sprayed the top of the parchment paper before I put the food. But we're going to go with it and see what happens. Okay, we're going to take our cheese. Now, like I said, you can use whatever kind of cheese you want. You can use as much or as little as you want. Just adjust your points. Now we're going to take our sausage. Now this is where we're going to run into trouble, I think, because I did not spray it. Okay, obviously this was not going to work. So sometimes you just have to cut your losses. I took all the sausage and cheese off and threw it in a bowl and threw the egg mixture away. And here we go, starting that point again. Okay. In my jelly roll pan, I sprayed the bottom with some nonstick spray, and then I put a piece of parchment on top. I let it overhang a little bit so it makes a nice little bed for the eggs and the zucchini. And then I sprayed the top of the parchment. And now we're going to take our sliced zucchini that's been sitting, and you can see it's very, very wet. That's what the salt does. And I am just going to dry them off, and then we are going to line the pan with the zucchini slices. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I had some difficulties. So these slices look a little bit different than the ones you saw me prepare earlier because I had to redo it. So this recipe turned out so cool and so great that I really didn't want to scrap the whole video. So that's why it's a little convoluted, and I do apologize for that. But I wanted to bring it to you. And come on, if you're watching me for any length of time, you know I'm a hot mess. It's my endearing quality, right? So I took the opportunity when I had to redo this part to cut these a little bit thicker. I used my mandolin, and I used like not the thick blade, but like the medium blade. And I think it's going to be much better. So I'm just going to continue to blot these on a towel, put them on here, and then we'll move on to the next step. It is done in the oven, so we're just gonna pull it right out of the pan. And now, because of my little misstep, everything is sort of combined here. Normally you would put the cheese on and then put the sausage on top, but But that's not the case. Since we had that little, what do we want to call it? Detour? Yeah, that's what we'll call it. So we are just going to put the sausage and the cheese right over the top. Okay, now's the moment of truth. Let's see. It's really, really hot. Really, really hot. So I would recommend letting it cool a little. I would recommend wearing a glove. That's okay. It wouldn't be Joni if, you know. Okay, so it seems to be working. The zucchini's not coming through like I had hoped, but that's okay. This is the first time I'm making it, and it looks kind of interesting, actually. I'm just taking this and kind of shoving it back in because we don't want to lose any of this goodness. Now we're going to get the baking sheet back. And we are going to transfer this right over to the baking sheet. Somehow.
Lift the whole
board up.
Yeah.
See, everybody that always says I make stuff look so easy, yeah, I don't, okay? Okay, so there is our egg roll. See that set of mystery hands coming in there and helping out? And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop it back into the oven for 15 minutes, still at 350. To let it finish cooking and get all ooey gooey inside. So, pretty cool though. Pretty cool. Okay, here it is out of the oven. It looks all nice and melty on the inside. The zucchini didn't come through like I had hoped. It did sort of on this end. Maybe upping the eggs to 10 was a little too much. Maybe I should have kept it at 8. Not sure, but we're gonna slice it and see what it looks like. Here it is out of the oven, sliced and plated up. I think it looks beautiful. It looks and smells delicious. I can't wait to dig in. So on the blue plan and the purple plan, you are looking at 1 point per slice. That's about a 1-inch slice, a little bit bigger than a 1-inch slice. I sliced it into 9 slices. So on the blue and purple, 1 point per slice. To be exact, it's 1.12 points per slice. So you can have several slices at 1 point until Weight Watcher math kicks in. On the green plan, it's 3 points per slice. It's 7 points for 2 slices because of the egg. So I will let you know how it tastes. So there you have it, my friends. The hot mess zucchini egg sausage roll. But I tell you, it was delicious. Definitely put this on your menu and make it. It took a little bit of time, I think, just because I was trying to figure it out as I went along. But now that I know how to make it, I think it'll be pretty darn easy. So I hope you got a laugh out of this. I know we did. So thank you so much for watching. And you know, guys, it's real life around here. I don't make something before I attempt to make it for you guys. I don't make 2 at the same time. You know, I'm no redrumming here. I'm just a girl in her kitchen on a weight loss journey, just like all of you. I don't claim to be a professional, and I certainly don't act like one. So thanks again for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love you to hit that subscribe button and join our little community here at the JPP and hit that notification bell. And every time I upload, you'll be notified. So thanks again for watching and have a great one.